welcome to this week's Get Up From Your Desk. This week we're going to focus on the shoulders. Now I've actually done a lot on upper back posture, and that, to be honest, fills in kind of the gaps with shoulder mobility. The shoulder's already really mobile, as you can see. You can do this, and it's actually a lot of upper back, so we spent a lot of time there, but today we're going to actually look at how well you can move the shoulder itself. Like I said, the shoulder's got a ton of mobility. It can go across, it can go out, it can go all the way up and round. Compare that to any other joint in your body, and there's far more there. So you don't need to be like too crazy with this. It's more about keeping the control as well as moving it through a good range of motion. So just to get some moving first, we'll start with some shoulder circles, just with our arms by our sides. We'll just focus on actually controlling it around a full range of motion. You'll be surprised at how far you can actually go with this. So let's start by going rolling forward. So this one you're going to pull up towards the ears, push your shoulder blades shoulders together at the front as you push down around the front. And then as you come back, you can really pull your shoulder blades together and make a nice big circle. Okay, so you can speed it up, but control and big circles. Okay. So we'll do 10 forward, and then we'll work back. So the same thing, you roll back, so come up to the front, and then as you come back, really roll them back, pulling your shoulder blades together. So if you watch my hands, you can see how much actual range I can get by really working on that, pulling back, pushing forward. Okay, we're going to do some cross arm swings, but again we need a little bit more controlled. So let's go across yourself, really try and hug yourself almost. Then as you go out, take your thumbs out and reach back. Okay? And around the front, hug, thumbs out and pull. Make sure you keep swapping the top arm, so the arm that goes over the front here. Make sure it's not always your right or always your left. It might feel a little bit weird doing it one way than the other, but just make sure, because you get a slightly different stretch depending on which way you do it. And then make sure your thumbs go out when we do the outward part, pulling your shoulder blades back. Okay, so should feel a little bit more supple through there. Now we're going to move on to 3 more specific exercises. So we're going to start in the dead bug position. Okay, and this is kind of a mix between a dead bug and a wall slide. So legs are going to be up in this dead bug position. So your lower back should now be flat to the floor. Your whole spine is going to be flat from your head right down. And then you're going to try and basically do a wall slide while on the floor. So try and get your elbows down, your hands down, and then you reach above your head. Pulling back down, and then reaching above your head, okay? Keeping your lower back flat to the floor at all times. If you pull your knees right up, that will really help in this position. And let gravity kind of do some work as well, so really let it pull you back. Complete 10 of these slides to begin with. Okay, so we're just going to do that one again, but we're just going to make it slightly more difficult. So I was telling you to really pull your knees up, okay, that'll really help with that lower back position. It makes it easy to maintain that. This time I was trying to take your knees away from your chest a bit into more of a regular dead bug position. Now you'll feel a little bit strain on your abs, so you have to push down at your abs whilst doing the wall slide, okay? So this one just takes a little bit more control. So just do 5 of these, but nice slow tempo. Good range of motion here, lower back pushed into the floor. This one should be much tougher, because you're actively having to control it. Okay, just the 5 of them, because that one is pretty tough. Okay, we're going to work on then a full arm rotation here, okay? But we're not just going to wildly swing it around, we're going to actually focus on taking it through a controlled full range of motion, okay? So starting, we're going to go in this half kneeling position. It's a little bit easier to keep control and not do this sort of thing to get extra range. So squeeze your glutes, keep your rib cage down and nice and flat back. You're then going to start with your thumb pointing upwards and you're going to reach forward as you make this circle as big as you can, okay? As you go up, you need to actively be reaching at all times, so you're going to actively reach upwards as you're trying to touch your ear with your bicep. So when you're in this position, you'll be reaching up actively, not just flinging the arm around. Then you're going to take it around, so you're going to twist your hand so that you're now rolling back and you're reaching behind you, and then you're going to come through, okay? To do the reverse, you can do the opposite, so your little finger is going to go up, and then as you get sort of halfway, you will need to rotate your hand, reaching right up, and then when you get around to here, you should have your thumb up and reaching around, okay? So, we do 3 forward, 3 back on both our left and right. So take time with this. I'm sure we went any faster than I am, okay? So squeeze your glutes, lock your abs down, nothing else moves now. So we're reaching forward, thumb up, reaching overhead. Then you're going to reach back and your hand will turn so that you can get round. I'm just going to carry it through, thumb up. Still reach, reach, reach behind you, one more backwards, reaching, reaching, reaching. Okay, so do our right now, I'll do from the front. So we're going to go up to the front, tight to the ear if you can, reaching up. And then reach back behind you, keep looking forward. Don't let your chest rotate on that back side. So when your hand goes over the top, try and keep yourself facing straight, don't twist with it. One more pass. Okay, so now we go left, but we're going to go forward, okay? So we're going to roll it back behind you to begin with. Reach as far back as you can. So that first bit, reach as far as you can before you twist your hand. And you come over, passing the air. Okay, so that little finger's up, pulling back as far as you can. And then you need to rotate your shoulder to get it to come round so your thumb is pointing up. Reaching forward, reach back. And then as you get to that point, rotate your hand. Rotate, reaching up and reach forward. Now, same on the right. So we're going to reach back as far as we can. And then our hand will rotate to be able to get that full range here. And round. Reaching back. Rotating it. Reach. This one, reach back. Over, overhead, and round. Okay, so last one I'm going to finish up with. We have done this one certainly before it was up sync. I'm going to call it swimmer. You may know it under other names, but basically it's the one where you keep your hands off the floor as high as you can. High, high, high. Then you take them behind your back. Take Okay, so the motion is from overhead to here, but you're trying to keep your hands as high off the floor as you can. We'll do 3 reps at a time, we'll do 2 lots of 3 reps. We're going to go slow and make sure it's controlled. A rep is there and back, okay? So it's from the overhead position back to the overhead position. So, lie completely flat, start with your hands over your head, kind of your fingertips touching, lift your arms off the floor. And take them round in a big circle,
keeping them high off the floor. When you get to about here, your hands are going to rotate so that you can keep them off the floor. Keep your shoulders off the floor, and then you're going to roll back, shoulders away from the floor. Keep them up.
Okay, so we've got a couple of faults. See the head coming up, so doing this. So try to avoid doing this. Okay,
Keep your head down and use your shoulders to get that motion.
The other thing is people get lazy on the outside, so they're fine overhead, they're really lifting and they're really lifting here, but round the outside, people tend to drop. Okay, so imagine you're trying to keep your shoulders off the floor. Okay, so you're trying to pull your shoulders back in order to get that extra range. So there are a couple of little faults that we often see. So let's do another set, thinking about those two things. Keep your body dead flat to the floor
And keep your shoulders away from the floor throughout this movement. Okay? You see, a bit lazy, much better. Okay? So just 3 more reps. So lift up, lift. Stay as high off the floor as we can. It should actually be quite hard work. Your upper back should feel tired.
Right, so hopefully your shoulder feels a little bit looser. Recheck. You should be able to reach in all directions now a little bit further. Your upper back might be feeling a little bit tired, but you should have some extra range of motion after all that. Right guys, I'll see you next week for another Get Up From Your Desk. Bye bye.